Hi, friends. It's Reverend Laurie with Unity of Ocala on this beautiful, sunny summer day, June 3rd, 2022. What a couple of years we've had, huh? But I'm feeling, even in the turmoil and the aftermath of a strange global event that has wreaked havoc and caused chaos in minds and hearts around the planet, I feel that there is something emerging through us. If we become still, if we pay attention, something new is being born. As we become still and allow the dross to fall away, the accumulation of the stuff that has happened. Some of us have lost husbands during the pandemic, many of us, not directly related to the pandemic, but adding to that layer of chaos and turmoil. For some of us, our lives are forever changed because of the last few years. I think of Ukraine right now. I think of the children and the parents and the families and the town of Uvalde in Texas. Their lives will never be the same. Even through all of that human stuff, because we have created all this. God certainly did not create all of this. Humans created this havoc, this damage. And so humans can be the great solution. I believe in the next generation coming up. I believe in our children. And I believe that they are equipped with what the globe needs to heal, to prosper. They have the tools created in them by our Creator to solve problems, to bring resolution, and especially to bring forth the new humanity. Things always change, nothing stays the same. Things are constantly evolving. Our understanding, our systems, our businesses, our churches, our ways of worship, things are evolving. God is changeless, but we as a species are ever evolving. So I hope we all take time in the silence to think about, are we going to be part of the solution? Or are we going to continue to be part of the challenge and the problems? How do we continue to be part of the challenge? See, I don't have to answer you because you already know. Engaging in those conversations that pull everybody down. Reacting instead of being proactive. That's one of the steps of Kabbalah to mastery. The rules of playing the game of earth, of human, of how to rise above our humanness and play the game a little higher minded. And that is not reacting. Not reacting. And that's tricky because when we are in a space where there is collective confusion, panic, fear, rage, anger, we have a tendency to merge into that. That energy pulls us. God's energy is higher. It's 99%. And it will lift us out of that if we don't react to the negative. That's our challenge this week as we're studying Kabbalah in our class on Wednesdays. We've got a guest coming in Wednesday to speak to us about Buddhism and the Enneagram and whatever else he will like to fill our little hearts with, because he's a great speaker and friend, Pete Thibodeau. Nurse wants to come back, my Taoist friend. Yay, she's coming the 21st of June. She called me this morning and said, Spirit is guiding me to come back to your church. And I'm like, yay, come once a month. Come on a Sunday, come whenever you want. She's coming the 21st. So we've got some things lined up. And I just want to ponder this teaching of Kabbalism. And as I do not react with my fight, flight, or freeze, that's how I know that I'm reacting when I hear something and I automatically go, oh, that's not right. Let me set you straight. That's my fight coming out of me. That's usually what comes up first. There's the freeze when something terrifies me or is just too much for me. I just automatically go, and then My old favorite is flee. Oh, this is too sticky. I'm gone. I remember my husband and I got married. We had our first well, I don't know if it was our first argument, but it was a pretty good argument. I probably shared this with you before. We hadn't been married long, and I'm not one to react much. I learned a long time ago, and I do not like confrontation. I'm a 9 on the Enneagram. You'll learn what that means, and it means peace at all costs. I'm a foot stomper and a door slammer. I do not yell back. I don't have a loud voice. I don't like to yell at people. I don't like to argue, and I'm over it. In the worst scenario, maybe an hour. I never carry things over to the next day. I never go to bed angry. I let it go. I just don't have room in my, and I've always been like that since I was a child. So my husband and I had an argument, and he was just being a brat, just this little boy. And I just didn't understand it. And I said, you need to leave. And he left. And I went on about my business, forgot all about him and our argument. And he comes back in, and he goes in the bedroom, and he starts packing a suitcase. I think we're going on a trip somewhere. He's going to surprise me. And I go in there and I'm like, what you doing? And he said, I'm leaving. And I said, where are you going? And he said, I don't know yet. You told me to get out. I started crying. I said, oh, my darling. I wanted you to get out of my face, not my life. Hello, we're married. He said, oh, so you're not, we're okay? He just looked at me so confused, and I said, welcome to an adult relationship. He went on to use that because he knew he could do whatever he knew that would aggravate me and slip out for a little while and come back and be fine. So be careful how you are with life, because some people will take advantage of that. But it gave us 40 great years of learning not to be so reactive. So I think I can work on this step in Kabbalah quite well by not reacting, recognizing when I'm triggered, taking care and being mindful of the energy I'm not only putting out there, but clinging to. You ever notice when you're in that certain circle of friends and you feel yourself getting smaller? There was a time that most of the conversations in our circles was all about redecorating homes. So involved in the colors. And I thought, if I hear that there are 64 shades of peach and apricot one more time in a discussion, I'm going to throw up, because I need deeper discussions. But I'm learning not to react. We just got these great little books in Unity. Temple Hayes, the divine, my friend, my classmate, the divine Temple Hayes, wrote How to Speak Unity. It is the greatest thing. It's alphabetized. And I just want to share with you Unity's definition of a few terms, because it's so hard to explain to people when they say, well, what is unity? What is unity? What is unity? And how do you give them, Reader's Digest version in one sentence of what unity is? Because it's so much. It's a way of life. But this is what unity describes God as. God is all there is. And all there is God. God is our creator, divine intelligence, sacred energy, higher power, and is available to all of us all of the time. In traditional religions, God and humanity are separated. In unity, God is not a person, but a principle, not a judge, but an infinite power. As long as we think of God as a person, we will restrict God to personal limitations. We are each an expression of God on this physical plane. God is impersonal, yet personal to all who are open to that spirit of God within. We teach that it does not matter what name we give to God. What matters is that we believe about God. What matters is what we believe about God. In prayer, we speak to God, and in meditation, God speaks through us. God is love, wisdom, power, substance, and most of all, infinite possibility. All things are possible to those who claim God and accept God as their source. As we learn to honor our creator of life, we emerge into our divine magnificence and discover our wholeness. What our world needs now is a spiritual evolution where people realize the absence of God means the absence of life. Oh, just meditate on that today, what God is to you, what God means to you. We're going to talk about that a little bit on Sunday, along with the power of the imagination. So I will see you then. I love you. God loves you. Have a fabulous weekend. Mwah.